things for you on the calendar and something we want to chat about right now that actually kind of loosely ties into sort of what we kind of do around here just a little bit here. Tina Harris is with us here, educator with Marquette Regional History Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And, well, you finally got smart and did the radio thing.
Well, you know, radio is one of Marquette's early entertainments, big entertainment.
Well, what do you got coming up? You got some very unique event and activity happening. Tell us what's happening.
This is one time only. It's the 80th anniversary of WBEO Radio in Marquette. Radio started in Marquette in 1931, so we're putting on a live radio show with an old radio comedy, Fibber, McGee, and Molly, entertainment, live swing music. We've got live organ music. It's really going to be fun time.
Now, for those that don't realize this, when our industry started out in its infancy, it was live. Everything was live. You didn't have a lot of pre-recorded. Well, you didn't really have any pre-recorded anything. Sound effects were live. The orchestras were live. The actors were live. And that's really kind of the direction you wanted to take with this whole thing.
Right. In fact, some of the people were saying, well, I've got great sounds on my synthesizer. I said, no. We have to do everything live. So we have our own sound man, and we're having a lot of fun with making our own sounds.
And this is really cool that you did take that step, that you were, could have been easy to have some recorded music for cues and everything like that, but you're really doing the full experience.
Yeah, it's kind of like a community talent show. We even have, a tap dancer coming out, and we have someone singing Finnish music. They had a lot of Scandinavian music programs then. Mm-hmm. People just came out and entertained. They lined up.
People don't realize this, too, with BEO, which later became DMJ, if I'm not mistaken.
WDMJ.
They had the studio and the audience set up, and it was like a theater almost.
And it was in the Daily Mining Journal building, so that's why it's WDMJ.
Now, not back when it started.
It was
BEO.
BEO.
Yeah, started.
Shortly
That's right.
Changed.
So well, first of all, I mean, this is kind of the new thing that you're looking at doing, the Marquette Regional History Center. This is... You're branched into different things and kind of taking a different bite of the apple with activities like this, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we have a large, beautiful gathering hall when you walk in, so you're going to see a lot more performances, a lot more theater. I'm very interested in history and theater, and for example, before the show, you actually get to meet people from the different decades through radio. So we're going to have someone from the 30s there, the 40s, 50s. I'm not going to tell you who because they're mystery guests, and they will be behind a curtain. You'll hear their voice, and you'll have to guess who they are.
So what is the hours and what's happening exactly where?
So 6 o'clock on this coming Wednesday, May 18th. Come have lots of appetizers and food from Coco's Restaurant and Gopher's Cafe. Enjoy a history program from 6:30 to 7 and then a live performance for another hour. So it really is a full evening of performance.
Tina, I'm going to have you lean in real quick here, because we've done live music, we've done live radiothons, we've done live everything. We've never done live old radio. So I'd like you to set this up, and then we'll get going. Okay, so Tina, go ahead and tell folks exactly what you got here.
As I said, this is we're doing Fibber, McGee, and Molly, lovely husband and wife, who have all kinds of zany neighbors and friends that come knocking at their door. And in this scene, Fibber gets his hand stuck in a milk bottle. He's trying to pilfer the milk money for a cigar. So you'll meet two of the people that come to their door to try to help Fibber.
All righty, I will act as director. Action. When you're ready, let's do some Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
How do you do, Mrs. McGee and Mr. McGee?
Hiya, kid.
Oh, kid. Mr. McGee, I'll have you understand that I'm no kid.
That's exactly what Molly was saying only yesterday.
McGee, don't mind him, Mrs. Uppington.
What you waving your hand around like that for, Uppy?
Why, McGee, it's a big diamond ring. I've never seen that one before, Abigail.
Oh, I just got it this morning.
Don't tell me that's a real, genuine, 100% diamond, Uppy.
Oh, but of course, Mr. McGee. 6 carats.
Why, that diamond is so big, you can't tell it from a rhinestone.
Well, there's one way of telling whether it's real or not.
What do you mean, Mr. McGee?
If it's a genuine diamond, it'll cut glass. Hello there, little girl.
Hello, Mr. McGee. What you doing? Building a ship in a bottle?
No, I'm not, sis.
I know what kind of ship it's going to be, I betcha.
What kind?
A battleship.
You mean a battleship?
Will you give it to me when you finish it? Huh? Will you, Mr. McGee?
Well, maybe I will. Dab rat it, sis. I'm not building any ship.
Gee, you look silly with a hand in a bottle. How'd you do it?
Well, it's a long story, little girl, chock full of details, plot points, and old anecdotes.
So those are our two friends.
So that is, Tina, a bit of an idea of what folks can expect next week. So let's introduce the players if we can here real quick so we know who was doing what. And you're not going to believe who was doing the little sister, by the way.
Okay, as Fibber, we have John Sarkla here.
Hello.
John, welcome to the chaos that is our lives around here. We obviously know who Tina is, so.
I'm Vivian Lassich doing Mrs. Uppington.
Vivian, welcome. And now hang on, the little girl.
It's me, Rusty Bowers.
And we're not making that up. Well, but that drives home the point, too, about, shows like this back in Fibber McGee and Molly was 1940s, if I'm remembering correctly. And sometimes you had men doing roles just like that.
Hey, and there's another time where I'm an old man and talk like this.
Exactly. And so that was the beauty of the industry and beauty of the theater that was radio, because it all played through in your mind.
It was all imagination.
And a very imaginative group. And Tina, one more time, if you would, please, exactly what's happening and wherever people can come to see the whole show.
So if you want to see the show this coming Wednesday, May 18th, 6 o'clock, you can get your tickets at the museum by calling 226-3571. We're right down on Spring and 3rd at the Marquette Regional History Center. Lots of food, lots of music, lots of fun. Please come out for it.
Certainly appreciate that. Let us hold on to one of those, if you would, please, so we can be talking about that through the weekend and reminding folks about this, if you would.
Yes, and we're going to have our own jingles, too, so it's worth it just to come hear the commercials that the radio show is going to do.
And that's a good point to bring up, too, because you didn't have all the sound effects and everything here that will be a part of that show, even with Rusty over there doing this number here.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Much better sound effects and great food by, of course, our sponsors, Gopher's Cafe and Coco's Restaurant.
Great to see you all on this rainy Friday. Appreciate that rather interesting kickoff to our weekend here with Mark and Walt. So, speaking of great...